Hey, I'm Laura Davidson, and I work in market development for Shure, which basically means I get to go and teach people about how incredible this 95-year-old brand is and about some of the products that we make, including headphones, earphones, in ear monitors, wireless microphones, wired microphones, and so much more. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. Today, we're here to talk about what you can do if you're recording at home to get great sound in less than perfect environments. So if you're anything like me, this is my office, my kids' playroom, my studio, and my exercise room. So it's wearing a lot of hats, but I'm still able to get really great sounding audio based on just a couple of things that I've done to my space. So the first thing I've done is I use this MV7 mic, which is a dynamic microphone. Normally, if you're in the studio, you have the ability to control your environment a lot more. So using something like a condenser mic is often recommended, like our KSM32 over here, because it's going to pick up more of the nuances and details of the source. But if you're in a space that's got a lot of reflective surfaces, like the paintings and stuff behind me, the glass window over there, the wood floor, you're going to want to use something that's going to reject much more naturally. So something like our MB7, it uses voice isolation technology, essentially bringing your voice to the forefront, rejects things coming in from the rear and sides of the mic. That's also thanks to its cardioid pickup pattern. So that's what you want to think about. How are you going to use your mic? Do you have the ability to truly isolate yourself? If you don't, go with something that's more like this. But if you don't want to do that and you want to still use a condenser mic that you may already have, you can get something like this reflection filter. And that's going to help cut down on some of the reflections, because a lot of times when you're hearing your recording back, what you're hearing is the reflection of the space that you're in. So you want to be able to control that as much as possible. And using something like a reflection filter will help cut that down a bit. I actually lay down a little carpet on the floor too. And sometimes I put something over the top of this if it's just a little too bouncy. But there are some advantages to also hearing the room itself, so that's up to you and it's more of a personal choice. But you don't have to go out and spend a ton of money on acoustic treatments, is basically what I'm trying to say. So if you find yourself in a room that has some reflective surfaces, just try to cut down on those reflections by physically dampening them. So rugs, blankets, pillows, it's not glamorous, but it works. Now, if you're going to be recording something like this from home and you want to do live streaming, that's when some other things come into play that can be really helpful. So right now, I'm using something called Ecamm Live to record this, and I'm using their virtual cam setting. So I'm actually using my iPhone 11 as my camera because it's better quality than what's on my iMac, and because I don't have a digital SLR or an HD cam. And we carry around HD cams in our pockets. So I like using that functionality. So if you already have a phone, you pretty much have an HD camera, which you can use for live streaming, vlogging, video content, whatever you're trying to do. I also have a light set up over here. I can show you guys. Come with me now. So this is my rig here. So I have 4 of those lights. I only need one for me, and I put it just right in front of me. Another thing to keep in mind is to keep your camera at eye level if possible. Mine is just a little higher. I wish it was lower, but it is what it is. And then also, if you can control the lighting around you by closing any shades. So I have my blinds closed over here. You can see actually in the corner, a little bit of light coming in from the day ending. So try to control your light source. Use a high-res cam, maybe the HD cam in your phone. Use a service that you're comfortable with. In my case, Ecamm Live, I like the functionality of it because I can record to it or I can live stream through it, but there are several options out there. And then also make sure that your audio is good to go. So by using something like the MV7, which is plugged in via USB, I know I can have great sounding audio captured for my live stream. Another benefit of this particular mic is it's USB and XLR. So if I were to plug in the XLR into my interface, I could capture both the dry audio from my XLR and the affected DSP process signal from the USB. So that's just a benefit of this particular mic, again, the MV7 by Shure. So just to sum it up, if you're in a space that is less than ideal, but you want to get great sounding audio, look around your room, find those reflective surfaces, treat them any way that you can, whether it be putting up a blanket, putting down some pillows, throwing down a throw rug. So cut down on reflective surfaces, use a microphone where you can actively control the sounds of the reflections that you're going to be capturing, whether it be by using something like a reflection filter or by using something like a dynamic mic so that it's going to cut down on those reflections just inherently in how the microphone is designed to capture. And then make sure you have great lighting. So that's if you're going to be live streaming. So 3 things: audio, video, lighting. Make sure those elements are all in place, and you should be good to go when recording from home. There's a whole other can of worms we can talk about as far as the DAW that you want to use, the interface that you want to use, the plugins you want to use. But for now, this is just the fundamentals of how to get good sound, good looking video, and good recordings no matter where you are. So thanks for watching. I'm Laura Davidson. To learn more about Shure, visit us at shure.com.